New College has cause to be grateful to many of its former fellows and students for benefactions towards it, and perhaps none more so than Robert Sherborne, who was a fellow at New College in the 1470s, 1480s, before going on to become Secretary to the Archbishop of Canterbury and Secretary to the King, Henry VII, who rewarded him with the bishopric of Chichester in 1508. And Sherborne was very keen to remember his college where he started his education and gave New College a number of benefactions. And he did more than that. He actually recorded all of this in this wonderful volume that we have before us here today. And his name is emblazoned on the front of it. And it is also beautifully bound with some wonderful blind stamps showing various heads and other devices on it. Okay, so now we've opened the book and we come first of all to this page which gives us quite a shopping list of the benefactions and ordinances of Sherborne. And then turning over the next page, we come to the first entry in the volume. There's not actually a date on this volume, but we know the date of it from the date of this indenture that is recorded as the first item in the volume. And this is a tripartite indenture between New College, Winchester College and Chichester, the Dean and Chapter of Chichester. And this was dated 1531, so this volume must be at least 1531, if not perhaps a little bit later. And you can see that there's this stunning, gorgeous initial letter H on this page with a border of foliage and flowers and fruits, really setting the tone for the rest of this volume, which is decorated in a similar way. And these initial letters are sort of markers for you to find your way around this volume, telling you where the significant sections start in this volume. So another significant section starts on this folio here with this initial letter I, which is recording the ordinance for a new prebend in Chichester Cathedral for Bursal, and this was to be filled by a member, a fellow of New College, and this was one of 4 prebends, Wickamical prebends, which Sherborne established. And again we have this gorgeous initial letter I with foliage decorated around it. But if you just have a little closer look at some of the initial letters on this page, you will see that not everything is quite as sort of finessed as one might initially think it is. There are various initial letter I's on this page on both sides. The ones on this side have been properly finished with some white background and black lining around the letters, and the ones on this side of the page haven't got that finish. They've just got the gold and the blue and the red or the rose. Another aspect that is worth just noting perhaps is this letter down the bottom here, which is a letter E. So the Latinists amongst us might wonder at this word that begins with an E here and then is followed by an A, a T and an A, aorta, because there is no such Latin word as far as I know, aorta. The word should be what the scribe has actually got correct on this folio down here, which is data. There's a capital D there. So they weren't always accurate in compiling these volumes. And just one final little blemish in here, right down the bottom here, at the bottom of each page, we have this authentication by a notary public whose name is John Stillman, and then he signs himself and puts underneath Notarius Publicus, notary public, except the abbreviation he's used on this page is not actually correct. He's just got NOT and then the U and an A and then the US abbreviation, which doesn't make any sense. However, if we go on the next page, he's actually written NOTARI and then the US abbreviation, which is what he should have done, notarius. So even a notary public doesn't quite get to everything right all the time. But we're quibbling. This is a stunning volume, and I hope you can now appreciate something of the riches of the archival collections that we have here at New College.